Guys, in this video I'm just going to do a quick demonstration on how to make iced tea. Today I'm going to be using this lavender berry. I've actually never used this before for iced tea. I've only used the peach oolong so far, and this will be my second time making it, so this will be a little bit of an experiment for me. So what I do to make iced tea is I double the batch of tea that I put in the infuser. And I normally would put in about 1.5 tablespoons because this is like a 3-cup pot. I just use the rest of what was in here, so it might be a little bit less. But I think I'm going to steep it for probably about twice as long as I normally do, so it's stronger. So that it doesn't weaken that much when you pour it over ice. So I'm going to make it hot first, like you would normally do. I have my water, it's all ready to go. Good. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So I'm just going to let that steep for about 10 minutes. Because normally you would let it steep for 5, so I will let it steep for 10. And if it's too strong, you can always add more water to it, is how I see it. So I'm just going to let that steep. And actually, I'm just going to leave the lid off of it just because since we're going to be making iced tea, we don't have to worry about keeping it hot or anything. So I'd actually rather leave it uncovered so then it can come down to room temperature quicker. All right. Also, the reason why I'm using the lavender berry, I'm going to give this a try, is because it's got a very berry flavor to it. Obviously, strawberries, vanilla. I just think it would just make a really great iced tea. So we're going to see if it does. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes. I'm going to take the tea out now. It looks very dark, which is good. It smells wonderful. I'm just going to throw it in here. This is the carrying case for the travel infusers. This part kind of makes as a good base to put your tea leaves on top. This looks good. So now while it's hot still, I'm going to sweeten it so that it dissolves. You know, don't you hate like iced tea? Like, I'm going to use honey, so I don't think it really matters. It probably will mix better when it's hot, but I hate when you get like iced tea and there's like, if you use sugar, there's like, what word am I looking for? The graininess, because it doesn't dissolve if it's cold. So I think it's better to do this when hot, especially if you're using sugar. So, but I'm using honey, a little bit more natural, and I like my iced tea really sweet, so I'm probably going to use 2 scoops of this. I could always, I can, as you go, you learn, like, if it doesn't come out as sweet as you wanted it, you can say, well, next time I'll make it sweeter. Or if it comes out too sweet, and I feel like if it comes out a little too sweet, I can add a little water to it, or lemon. All right. So before I pour it over ice, I think I want this to cool down more. I think it would be a better idea to let it come down to room temperature. So, okay, so I didn't let it fully come to a room temperature, but I think there's enough tea we can try it both ways. So I'm going to do it while it's hot over ice, and I put some frozen fruit in here too. I think it would probably, or I'll probably put the lid on before I do that. Give it a good flavor, the frozen fruit. All right. Look how pretty that is. I'm just going to let it, because I'm probably going to add a little more ice to it. Stir it. Stick it. Pretty. All right, it's pretty. Actually, it's cold, so I'm going to add a little more ice to it. I'm going to give it a try. Okay, so I tried it and it is really good. Like, I mean, it'd be good. And then you can add lemons in it. I mean, I think I might even add a lemon in it because it's just really good. More fruit. I think the fruit really adds a nice touch to it too. Definitely worth it. And you don't even have to let this come to room temperature. I lied. It comes out perfectly, just the way I did it. So, I mean, obviously, I can just leave this here till it cools off. I could stick it in the fridge and then just, you know, pour it over a cup of ice when I'm ready. There's still probably like another full glass in here, or maybe even two. So, all right, guys. So that is how you make iced tea. Super, super easy. And it's delicious. Like, it's the best iced tea ever.